Okay, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ولا رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن سيدنا ولا محمد عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So as I said last Saturday, we had an important discussion on one of the hadith that some groups use to label people of kufr or fisq or tabdi', and we said that this hadith has two issues. Some of you raised a question and I asked you to do some research. Inshallah, I'll take this from you. And this is an important thing for you to know, that this hadith that's used by some groups to label people of misguidance or fisq or tabdi' or kufr or whatever, it's important for you to know that this hadith has two illas. It has two issues. It has idraj and iltirab. And if you're going to look up anything, please don't go do a research in Islam Q&A and come back to me. Because I have talked to my students in high school, and do you know what Islam Q&A is, right? So Islam Q&A is not it can be a source for it. Like it's a good source, right? But it's not the only source you have to rely on. Because Islam Q&A is one sheikh giving you his perspective, with all the respect and love to Shaykh Muhammad Sahib Najid, of course. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows who is better in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think he's better than me in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal, but he's one sheikh. And he's Salafi and he's Hanbali. And that's not what we're doing here. We're not trying to make you Salafis or Hanbalis. We're trying to tell you that we have different perspectives in Islamic law, and we need to respect the different opinions, and that's why I raised these issues last time. Also, the other question that you guys raised, and I asked you to do homework, it was about the children of the disbelievers. If a disbeliever died and his kids remained after him, or like the kid died when they were young, right? Before they reached maturity or puberty, right? Where are they going to go? Are they going to go to hellfire, or they're going to go to Jannah because they are children, right? And I asked some of you also brother that to do a research on that, because that was your question, right? So you're going to tell us at the end of the class what you found. I really want to know what you guys did. I want to know what you did. That's my point. I want to know where did you go, what websites you looked up, and then I will tell you the secret at the end. But you have to exhaust yourself. No, yes. So we said the first hadith, and inshallah ta'ala we have Hafiz Ishtiyaq tonight. He's going to read them in English for us. Instead of Hafiz Rafi, he's not here. Because of some reasons. I don't know. So here. الحديث الخامس عن أم المؤمنين أم عبد الله عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من أحدث في أمرنا هذا ما ليس منه فهو رد. Very interesting hadith. رواه البخاري ومسلم. وفي رواية لمسلم من عمل عملا ليس عليه أمرنا فهو رد.
المؤمنين, the mother of the faithful, Abdullah wa Aisha radiallahu anha, said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whoever innovates in this matter of ours, i.e. the religion of Islam, something that is not from it shall have it rejected. Reported by Al-Bukhari and Muslim. Another narration from Muslim says, whoever does a deed which does not conform to our command, i.e. the religion of Islam, shall have it rejected.
So tonight we're going to talk about one of the key concepts in our religion, the concept of bid'ah. And I have talked to my students in the high school and in this masjid before many times about the concept of bid'ah. And the reason why I said today in the message that this class is an extremely important class is because this concept is all the concepts that we use against each other to label each other of bid'ah and fusuq and misguidance. A lot of times you see someone, for example, after the prayer wiping his face like this, you go up to him and say it's bid'ah, and that's one thing. You have to be careful what you're doing, right? You see, for example, someone having long garments, you tell him that's a bid'ah. You see someone doing dhikr and he's going like this. You tell him that's a bid'ah. And I told him many times before, I don't have long enough hair to start cooling when I get that stuff. Because that's not how the scholars used to understand Islam. Right? I have here 7 evidences or 7 points to raise with you to understand the concept of bid'ah. Khalas? First concept or the first point I have here for you, and bid'ah. So the first point is a hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Guys, who believes that all bid'ahs are misguidance, and who believes that some bid'ahs are good and some bid'ahs are bad? If you believe that all bid'ahs are misguidance, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Kullu bid'atin dalalah." If you believe that, if you believe kullu bid'ah dalalah, if you believe this means every innovation is misguidance, raise your hand. Every innovation is a misguidance. Okay, let's add another word. Every innovation in religion is a misguidance. Raise your hand. Every innovation in religion is a misguidance. Abdullah, agree?
No.
Barakallahu fiqh. So what did you raise your hand? So apparently all of you believe that we have some good innovations or good bid'ahs and bad bid'ahs. Do you guys believe that bid'ahs can be good or bad? If yes, raise your hands.
What? Sorry?
Okay, so apparently everyone here believes that we have good bid'ahs and bad bid'ahs. So so alhamdulillah, I don't need to talk much tonight. I don't need to do that. So here, قال صلى الله عليه وسلم, Rasulullah himself said, من سن في الإسلام سنة حسنة فله أجرها وأجر من عمل بها إلى يوم القيامة. Whoever introduces a good practice in Islam, he will gain its reward, and in addition to the reward of everyone who acts upon it. So who said that? Who said that? Rasulullah. It's a hadith, alhamdulillah. So when Rasulullah says, كُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ, and then he explains himself, and he says, مَنْ سَنَّ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ سُنَّةً حَسَنًا. He himself says, whoever introduces a good bid'ah, after he said every bid'ah is innovation, is guidance, every innovation is guidance, this means when he said kul, he did not mean every single innovation. That means he himself meant some bid'ahs are good. That's what he meant. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's called tafsir al-hadith bil-hadith, right? We said before, we want to understand the Quran, there is explanation of the Quran through the Quran, and then through the authentic sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, through the saying of the Sahaba, through the saying of the Tabi'een, right? And then he said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَمَنْ سَنَّ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ سُنَّةً سَيِّئَةً فَعَلَيْهِ وِزْرُهَا وَوِزْرُ مَنْ عَمِلَ بِهَا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Right? And whoever introduces an evil deed or a bad deed in Islam, he will carry its on his shoulder its sin, right? And in addition to the sins of people who have acted upon it, right? So this is the number 1 point. Rasulullah himself is the one who divided the bid'ah into bid'ah hasana and bid'ah sayyi'ah. Good bid'ah and bad bid'ah. So when I go online and find 5-minute clip, somebody's telling me every bid'ah dalala and whatever is new that happens, in his eyes, is misguidance. That means that's a misunderstanding of the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's not evil. He heard kullu bid'ah dalal. We're going to explain now what kullu is from the Arabic language perspective. Right? Now we said Rasulullah himself explained himself. The second point I have, the Sahaba of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they themselves invented new ibadat after Rasulullah passed away sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We're going to hear a lot of examples tonight. Tarawih prayer that you guys came, all of us came to pray Tarawih in Ramadan. Right? And everybody was staying in the masjid for Tarawih, Qiyam and Fajr, and then now nobody comes to Fajr. Right? Look at the Islam we're practicing. Look at the Islam, look at the artificial Islam we're practicing. And if you ever get offended by what I'm saying, that's good for you. Because it's artificial Islam. We care so much for Tarawih and Qiyamul Layl and we keep talking about issues at the masjid and then we don't even come to Fajr. Seriously, the whole Islam is about Fajr. So pray Fajr first and then let's go to the next point. You're not happy until you pray Fajr? Let's do it. And let's move on. I will take you and move on, inshallah. That's what I'm trying to do right now. But pray Fajr first. Huh? Tarawih prayer, Nabi Sallallahu used to pray how many rak'at?
11.
Only 8 rak'at. Huh?
8 or 10.
11.
11 and 13.
Yeah.
Because sometimes in some narrations say 11, some narrations say 13. Because sometimes praise witr 1, sometimes witr is 3. But how many qiyamul layl? 8. Rasulullah never prayed more than 8. Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha said, inside of Ramadan or outside of Ramadan, only 8. But we pray 20. Isn't that a bid'ah? Very obviously it's a bid'ah. Let's see what happens. I explained this in one of the high schools that I've been to. I don't know which one. It's your school. Okay. Yeah, your school is not correct, right? How was I saying? So let's pray 8. One time he came to the masjid very briefly and he prayed at Tarawih. Some people saw him pray. He came to pray behind him. He continued his prayer. And then after the night's over, it's over. He went to his room. He never invited anyone next night. But when he came out next time, because his room was next to the masjid, the Sahaba even joined him in a bigger number because he told the children, Rasulullah prayed at the masjid, let's come and join him. They joined him sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and he prayed the second night. Third night, more people came. He looked from the window, more people outside and not coming out. And he did not come out. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Why didn't he come out? Because he doesn't want to make it obligatory on them. خلاص? So that's what Rasulullah thought. He doesn't want to make Tarawih obligatory. I want them to come to Fajr. But what we did is, in Ramadan, all Muslims come to Tarawih, and after Ramadan is over, nobody comes to Fajr. Exactly what we're doing is this, Islam upside down. Islam upside down, mashallah, very accurately. Exactly the opposite of what he did, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Just exactly the opposite. Who was the first one who gathered the Sahaba behind the Imam? Umar. Behind who? Who was the Imam? I said this many times. The Imam. Sayyidina Ubay ibn Ka'b. Sayyidina Ubay ibn Ka'b was the first one to lead Tarawih in Islam in Jama'ah at the Masjid in Ramadan. The first one in Islam to do this bid'ah. See what they have done after he passed away. Sallallahu gathered people. Guys, we're going to pray every day, not 8. We're going to pray 20. We're going to pray 20. Rasulullah prayed 8. No, I'm going to make it 20. Sayyidina Umar. So he added bid'ah here. Number 2 bid'ah, the other, it's like a combination of bid'ahs. Number 1 is rak'at from 8 to 20. Instead of individually praying jama'ah. Number 3, there's one Imam Ramadan every day. So that's a bid'ah. And then he said, نِعْمَةُ الْبِدْعَةِ هَذِهِ. What a good bid'ah. رضي الله عن سيدنا عمر. So when Sayyidina Umar says, what a good bid'ah is Tarawih, when he says that, do you think he's actually going against the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Perhaps he is, but you're not. Perhaps he is going against the bid'ah, the Sunnah of Rasulullah. But some of our people today, they're not. They know religion more than Sayyidina Umar. Perhaps. Isn't that possible? Say yes and you leave the class. Say yes. If you think someone from people who live today, in this day and age, with all these fitness around us, knows Islam more than Sayyidina Umar, please leave the class. What are you doing here? Yeah.
Listen, actually. So, praying Tarawih is the Sunnah of Sahabas. So, when you talk about the bid'ah, can we say that Quran as a book is a bid'ah as well? Because Rasulullah didn't collectively gather Quranic verses. Can we say the book, the Quranic book is a like book of Quran is a bid'ah as well?
The combination of the Quran is bid'ah.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about right now. This mushaf is a bid'ah, guys. You know this mushaf is a bid'ah. Who said that? Me? Al-Izz ibn Abd al-Salam said that. And then what happened is, People, they have 20 rak'ats, right? Tarawih is called Tarawih because after every 4 rak'ats you take a break. This break is called Tarawih in Islam. خلاص? It's a break. Tarawih. People in Mecca, because they're so brilliant, radiallahu anhum. Yes, yeah, they're Sahaba, I'm not sarcastic. Sahaba, they are praying in Mecca, in the Masjid Haram. So they pray 2 rak'at instead of just taking a rest. If we do this, then people does bid'ah. But if between every 2 rak'at we give a reminder, or make salawat al-Rasulullah and jama'ah, or we eat something, people do this, that's a bid'ah. Khlas. I don't know what to do with this people. So the Sahaba, between every 4 rak'at, they used to go around the Kaaba. Another bid'ah. Look at that. The added, wallahi, it's a bid'ah. Go around, so 4 rak'at and go around the Kaaba. 4 rak'at and go around the Kaaba. People in Medina, they saw that and they want to compete with them. What did they do? Another 4. So 4 rak'at and 4 rak'at. And 4 rak'at. So between every 4 and the 20, they added 4. So how many rak'at now what happened? 36 rak'at. 36. Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz to pray 36 in his time. In his khilafah? In his khilafah, the big topic that you like to talk about here. So in his khilafah, radiallahu anhu, he used to pray 36 rak'at. 36! Look at the bid'ahs. Look at those people doing bid'ahs. Radiallahu anhu. Next evidence, or next point. Sunnatu al-wudu. Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. One time he said, Sayyidina Bilal, Ya Bilal, tell me about your secret that you have between you and Allah. There's a secret because I was sleeping last night and I saw you in Jannah ahead of me. Does that mean Sayyidina Bilal is better than Rasulullah? Does that mean this? No. Say yes and leave that last. Of course he's not. Rasulullah saw him ahead of him. Right? Does not mean he's better than him. He just was walking there. Doesn't mean that he's better than Sayyidina sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Right? So tell me about the secret. You see, Ya Rasulullah, ما توضأت ما أحدثت إلا وتوضأت وما توضأت إلا وصليت ركعتين. Every time I define my wudu, I renew my wudu. And every time I renew my wudu, I pray 2 rak'at. Did Rasulullah, look at this, did Rasulullah tell the Sahaba to pray 2 rak'at after every wudu? Did he say that? No, bid'ah. Did he do it himself? He didn't say it. Did he do it? Bid'ah. Is it possible that other Sahaba also used to do other stuff that Rasulullah is not aware of? Yes. Absolutely. Because Sayyidina Bilal does it, and Sayyidina Rasulullah only knew because he asked him. And then he approved it. People would come here and tell me this, oh, he approved. If he approved, you can do it. No. Did he tell Bilal, whatever you have done in the past is not accepted because I did not approve that? He did not say that. So whatever Sayyidina Bilal has done before Rasulullah approved 2 rak'at after wudu is accepted. Because he invented something, introduced something new in Islam. And he was rewarded. Next point. قال الإمام الغزالي.
Isn't the part of the Fajr Adhan where it says As-salatu khayrun min al-nawm also created by Umar ibn Khattab?
No.
What's the question again?
The As-salatu khayrun min al-nawm in the Fajr, isn't that also?
Sayyidina Umar.
Umar.
Yep, he asked the muaddin to listen. To add
Yeah, Sheikh, like what I'm thinking now is that
and because the adhan أصلا was the adhan was legislated based on what?
a dream or the
A dream. Of who?
no.
Without cheating, without looking that up. Tell me the Sahaba who saw the dream, and based on his dream, we have the adhan of today. No, you know the know. It's not known. Huh?
No.
No. Okay.
I know the name, we're just.
Think about it. Another point to look up, but not now. Don't cheat.
Yeah, I know the name, we're just. That's my mind.
No. It's not very known. Huh? No. It's not very well known. It's not in something else. Yeah.
Is it disturbed by crowd? I'll tell you before the
It's good that you're curious now. So if you found the Ashqab, please hide it. I'm not using that actually because it's not connected to no one. Al-Ghazali, Sayyidina Imam Ghazali. There's a book called Ihya Ulumuddin. Have you come across it?
Yeah.
Have you heard some people telling you it's full of ahadith, da'if ahadith and bid'ahs and don't read it? Of course you have. So I strongly recommend Ihya Ulumuddin. Strongly recommend it. There is no one khatib at Al-Azhar or imam at Al-Azhar who doesn't have Ihya Ulumuddin in his house. You have to have Quran at Ulumuddin. Anil Salihin. Strongly recommend Ihya Ulumuddin. It's going to fix a lot of things in your head. And there's a summary of Ihya Mukhtasar Ihya Ulumuddin and it's translated. Look it up. The cover is orange. Find it. Imam Ghazali said in Ihya Ulumuddin, لَيْسَ كُلُّ مَا أُبْدِعَ مَنْهِيٌّ عَنْهُ. Not everything that's innovated in Islam is prohibited. بل but المنهي عنه بدعة تضاد سنة ثابتة وترفع أمرا من الشرع. But what is prohibited is to introduce something that contradicts and establish the sunnah from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and neglects one of the matters of the Sharia. That's the Imam al-Ghazali. Al-Imam al-Nawawi. What book are we reading now? Al-Ba'in. The 40 ahadith by whom? So the 40 ahadith by Imam al-Nawawi. Al-Imam al-Nawawi, the one that we're studying his collection, is talking to us about what bid'ah is. And then we leave what he said and we go to someone else. You see what I'm saying? He is the one who collected this ahadith. Okay, tell us that. We're studying your book. What is bid'ah? قال الإمام النووي. Imam النووي, guys, has a book. You're not going to be able to read it because it's in Arabic. It's called تهذيب الأسماء واللغات. It's in the terminology of fiqh. Terminologies. So what he does in this book is basically he speaks about Arabic language and he defines Islamic terms. And one of the Islamic terms that are used in fiqh and hadith is bid'ah. So let me now define this in his book. تهذيب الأسماء الأسماء واللغات. واللغات. Last terminology. And we said before, the scholars of Arabic language are the jinn of human beings because we know things that other people don't know. Bid'ah, okay, bid'ah. Whatever is new is bid'ah, and then settle it. طبعا these are Arabic expressions, you're not going to understand them, and I don't have to understand them. But the point is, bid'ah, and then go label people without knowing what bid'ah is. Go to this book and see what it says. كل ما لم يكن في زمانه صلى الله عليه وسلم. But say صلى الله عليه وسلم. Say صلى الله عليه وسلم. It's not bid'ah. It's not bid'ah والله. كل ما لم يكن في زمانه صلى الله عليه وسلم فهو بدعة. Everything that did not exist at his time is a bid'ah. Makes sense. Makes sense. If you stop here, if you just pause here, you don't continue, you don't read what's next in what he said, everything around us will be bid'ah. Everything. This chair is bid'ah, this table is bid'ah, the recording is bid'ah. Everything is bid'ah. But then he went on and he said, ولكن, however, منها ما يكون حسنا ومنها ما يكون بخلاف ذلك. Some of it are hasan, good, bid'ahs. Some of them are otherwise خلاف ذلك. Good now, huh? So how many evidences, how many points did I say until now? 5. The Prophet divided the Sunnah, the Tawreeh, the Sayyidina Bilal and praying to Rak'at, Imam al-Ghazali what he says, Imam al-Nawawi what he says. Now let's go to Al-Izz ibn Abd al-Salam. Al-Izz ibn Abd al-Salam. I strongly recommend that you look up Al-Izz ibn Abd al-Salam and what he said about bid'ah. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Because these kids who go going around and learning from inside, telling people bid'ah, 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 that has to stop. And you need to be the ones telling them that. Because it's there. It's hidden from them. So Al-Izz ibn Abd al-Salam divided the bid'ah into 5 categories. This bid'ah wajibah. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this term. Obligatory bid'ah. Did you hear this? Obligatory bid'ah. Obligatory bid'ah. Like what? Give me examples. Combining the Quran. This mushaf is an obligatory bid'ah. Bid'ah wajibah. Very interesting. Bid'ah wajibah. Teaching tajweed. والأخذ بالتجويد حتم لازم من لم يجود القرآن آثم.
Ijaza technically like a bid'ah.
Exactly, Ijaza is bid'ah. You're taking Ijaza now? Bid'ah. You're trying to take Ijaza of Quran? Another bid'ah. But why did Muslims invent these bid'ahs? Why? To do what? To preserve religion. So this bid'ah became an obligation to protect Islam. There is bid'ah mustahabba, sunnah bid'ah. Look at that. Please read this term. It can come in your test online. I will ask you what is sunnah bid'ah. You need to tell me what sunnah bid'ah is. What is sunnah bid'ah? It's something that new, did not exist at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but it is recommended to do. By the way, it's not sunnah bid'ah, it's supposed to be mustahab bid'ah. Because there is a difference between sunnah and mustahab. Al-manjub. Does anybody know the difference between sunnah, mustahab, and manjub? Al-nafila. Do you know the difference?
No.
If you don't, I don't think it's sunnah. Okay, look that up. So it's mustahab. It's recommended, but it's not sunnah. Because the Prophet didn't do it. It's not implied. But it's mustahab. Recommended sunnah. Recommended bid'ah. Like what? Give me examples. Yeah? Teaching Arabic language. Teaching nahu, grammar, every grammar. Tarawih prayer. Sunnah bid'ah. Like Sayyidina Umar said what? Ni'matul bid'ah. What a good bid'ah. What a hasana bid'ah.
What about memorizing the
Tarawih.
Quran?
Memorizing the Quran. Sunnah bid'ah. I will keep repeating it until it's in your head, that you don't forget that not all bid'ahs are haram. Because I'm not making that up. And I'm not talking to myself. And I'm not entertaining anyone here. I'm telling you what's in our tradition. I'm not here to entertain anybody. I'm here to tell you what's in our tradition. This, huh?
Is the Hayat al-Masjid Sunnah bid'ah?
Tahiyyat al-Masjid Sunnah bid'ah.
No, it was like,
I don't know, I'm just asking.
these are
There's a hadith about it.
these are not different from Prophet.
There's a hadith about it. Yeah. So it's Sunnah, but not bid'ah. I just love the question. The question is very fun. Sunnah. Bid'ah makruha, disliked bid'ah, like what?
What? Sorry?
Disliked bid'ah. I talked about it last night. For those who attended my halaqah last night, I talked about some sunnah bid'ah, some makruh bid'ah, makruh, disliked bid'ah. Example. What did I talk about last night? What did I talk about last night?
Last night.
Yeah, yesterday. In halaqah. Okay, we were talking about the decoration of the masajid. What is the dislike to bid'ah? To exaggerate in the decoration of the masajid. Go to Ibn al-Izz and see the examples he mentioned. Exaggeration. So is this makruh now? What we have right now around us?
That's what it
No, because that's not exaggeration. It has to, we don't have much, right? It has to match the average of the buildings in the time we live in. That's why Muslims changed this. Now,
What about like because I've been to some masjids that have like lights around them,
Yeah,
you know?
color lights,
Like,
Christmas lights around the
Christmas lights, you can call it. Yeah, you can call it the
Yeah,
Christmas
back
lights.
back in
Like,
India,
you know,
most
to
of them
decorate and like
Just different color lights.
Yeah,
You can call them Christmas.
yeah, color lights.
Different
it's
Christmas.
not exaggeration.
Is
Just
would
different
that
color
be considered like a makruh bid'ah or like what? What would that be?
I mean, lights look beautiful and they are not for Christmas.
I mean, yeah, the purpose is good. I mean, it's inside a masjid, so they can't be for Christmas.
I went one time to masjid. One of the masajid that somebody told me is the biggest masjid in the country, Masjid Jabal in Hamilton. He gave a couple of here in Arafat. And it was behind me. No, that's not Masjid Jabal, or as London, Ontario, one of them. So I went, I believe it was in Jabal, yeah. So after the khutbah, there's one of the elderly, respected elderly people came and he said, Sheikh, what is the ruling on having on the Qibla Allah and Muhammad in the Qibla? I don't remember exactly the masjid, but I think it's Masjid Hamilton Masjid. And with all love and respect to that brother who came and talked to me, what do you think of having Allah and Muhammad? Or he was asking about something else. He was asking about Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la. How should it be written? You know? So I told him Allah, alif, lam, alif. And he said, what if someone wrote it? Ashhadu anna la. Oh, the question was something like this. Linguistic. So I told him the answer. And then after I told him the answer, after I finished my answer, خلاص, we're good here, I'm going to go home. He told me, okay, look behind you. You just get the khutbah and look what people did. So people is that, do you want to use that imam who's that just a poor guest who's here to listen to the khutbah to create an issue? You know, things like these. People think that's a bid'ah, for example. These times are bid'ah. This one, I had a lot of hard time with this.
The decoration.
This is the question behind me. A lot of hard time. The board, of course, approved this with me before they put it here. And they had to give them samples and, you know, samples going back and forth until we approved this. You know, we had some background, some feedback, it's a bit and whatever. If you're not exaggerating, it's okay. If you're trying to match, I said yesterday, if you go across the street, there's a church here. Some of our respected neighbors came one time to visit us. Do you know the name of this church? Jesus is Lord. So they came and they were sitting in the back here. And they were sitting right here. Right? And alhamdulillah, they gave a talk and they had a visit in the masjid. We were honored to have them and we also gave them a visit back. The point is, if you go to their church, it's very clean from inside. And it smells good. And there are candles and perfume, spray perfume everywhere. Rasulullah said that, Takhir al-masajid, bukhur and spraying perfume. But you don't find this in our masajid. You find this in the churches. So if you want the masjid to be decorated and taken care of, at least to match other buildings, including other places of worship like churches, that's not a bid'ah. You're trying just to match what's going on. I mean, what's in your day and age that you live in. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know why we just talked a lot about this particular issue, but anyways, it's a bid'ah mustahabba. Recommended bid'ah. Last one is haram bid'ah. Huh? I said makruh, it's a dislike to bid'ah. You exaggerate integrating the masjid. Haram bid'ah, examples, huh? Haram bid'ah. Give me that, yalla, hold back, give that. And you're going to give me a lot of it. Go ahead.
It's praying on a black rock.
What's that?
Like how Shia do, they pray on a rock.
Like building
Worshipping the
on a
graveyard.
graveyard.
Worshipping graveyards?
Yeah, worship. That's it. It's not bid'ah.
That's shirk.
He's saying they pray on a rock. He's saying that's bid'ah. You put your head on, you sit down on a rock.
Oh, to sit on a rock. Okay, I don't think you were here to criticize you.
Exactly.
Close this file. Don't do that.
Isn't everything haram also like a bid'ah technically? Is what I mean. Isn't everything haram a bid'ah itself? Like not like a bad, not a good bid'ah, but a bad bid'ah. Like,
Not everything haram is bid'ah. No. Bid'ah is something that did not exist in his time and it is haram. The examples that our Shaykh used to give us, again guys, we're not going to speak on anyone except the Muslims. Okay? Only Muslims. I will pick on
Don't say
them.
that.
But if you pick on Shia, that's not accepted. And if you pick on anybody else, that's not accepted. But you think Muslim, like Sunni Muslims.
So building on a
Sunni
graveyard
Muslims.
is haram
So
bid'ah.
we criticize ourselves, not others.
Like building on a graveyard
Sunni
is haram
Muslims.
bid'ah.
I'll give you a hard time, but we'll keep outside. Nah?
Like building on a graveyard is haram bid'ah. Like building, like stones or something like that.
I don't know, I have a hard time hearing what you're saying. What's that?
Like
Buildings over graves. basically.
over the graves, building over the graves are haram bid'ah.
Building what over the graves?
Like
Building.
cement and concrete and then doing some shape upon the grave, decorating it upon it.
But is it like a, okay, sorry.
This is a huge file. And we were talking about traditional graves and the study that has a list.
Yeah.
That's a huge file. Okay, but I would say we can discuss this later because this issue it has to do with Sufism, guys. And that's what a lot of you are referring to. Is that what you're referring to?
I mean like the domes there are in most of like the scholars places or like even the prophets himself, like the ring dome.
Again, it's also criticism of Sufism. I don't want to go into this.
Praying.
I think it's better if he can move on with his.
Move on. Okay. Now,
Praying 6 salah.
praying 5 rak'at for Dhuhr. That's the example that our Shaykh used to give us. Praying, somebody wants to do wudu with milk instead of water. There's nothing That's not taking this down. Because milk is more expensive. Understand? Okay, so now we have how many evidences? How many evidences? 6. What is the 7th now? كل بدعة نعم.
Is there one more category for that? Like just like
One more what?
Category
before you didn't have one.
Yeah, I just mentioned the haram, the makruh, the mubah. Mubah like this chair, leather member. So I had a member but not leather. So put leather in it bid'ah. But it's mubah. What's wrong with this? Somebody has a member 10 stairs. Some of the biggest masajid in Canada actually, they have the member is more than 3 stairs. Rashid Masjid, Rashid Mosque, Ottawa, the big masjid of Ottawa downtown, and other masajid. I've climbed these masajid before. So this masajid, they have very high manabir. If you think it's bid'ah, go talk to the imam, maybe he will teach you something. Huh? Yeah, it's a harmless. It doesn't go against Sharia. You just not to be sort of the cause of like reaching out to like doing dawah and doing voice reaching people by being higher than others. Last one is when Rasulullah said kullu bid'ah, he said he explained himself. But from the Arabic language perspective, what does kull mean? Every, right? Kull means every. There is a book. It's good. If you can type this in Google, please type this. Kull, type this in Google in Arabic. Kull, kaf lam, wa ma alayhi tadul. Please, can someone from the Arab just type Kull wa ma alayhi tadul? Because you think Kull bid'ah dalala, every single innovation is dalala, is misguidance. There's a book written on Kull. A book on Kull. So what is the name of the book again? I just don't remember the first word. Did you write this? Kull wa ma alayhi tadul. Find the book and tell me the name. Kull wa ma alayhi tadul. Just one second. What is the name of this book? Ahkamu Kull. That's the name of the hadith. So the hadith, the name of the book. There is a book written by who? As-Subki?
Yes.
As-Subki. Al-Imam As-Subki, guys. He wrote a book. He wrote an entire book on Ahkamu Kull. The different meanings of Kull. The different meanings of the word Kull, Kaf Lam. An entire book by Imam As-Subki. And then one of our youth goes and says, Kullu bid'a dalala, every single innovation is dalala, and go label people. If you can read Kull, this book, Ahkamu Kull, wa ma alayhi tadul. Kull does not mean everything. There are exceptions. When Allah talked, again, I said this many times in the past, when Allah talked about the winds and the storm in the surah of Al-Ahqaf, He said what? تدمر كل شيء بأمر ربها. If you stopped here, everything was destroyed by the wind. But Allah said, فَأَصْبَحُوا لَا يُرَى إِلَّا مَسَاكِنُهُم. Their houses were not destroyed. Which means good did not mean everything. خلاص? Let's move on. Next hadith. I just have to move on because
I don't know, just a companion of Adam, Abdullah ibn Zayd.
Abdullah ibn Zayd ibn Rabbi. Exactly. Abdullah ibn Zayd ibn Rabbi. That's the name of the Sahabi. Abdullah ibn Zayd ibn Rabbi, who saw the adhan in his manam, in his dream. Okay, do you think we should go to the next hadith? Wait, okay, until next time. I think it's because next hadith, you know what next hadith is about? There are some points here I want to raise with you. I want to talk to you about three main reasons why we have different opinions in Islamic law. Because a lot of people, when they talk about this, they think Islam is a rock. Islam is a rock. It's black and white. It's a black and white. You have to look a certain way, talk a certain way, walk a certain way. And then when you talk to you, we have the haqq. Remember that? So what do we have? If you came to us with haqq ya am Rasul. Rasul came to us with haqq. And what do we have? Batil. As Allah said, فَمَاذَا بَعْدَ الْحَقِّ إِلَّا الضَّلَالِ. If you have the haqq, this means I have the batil. So I'm misguided and you the prophet of this time. Whatever. So there are different opinions in Islamic law. A lot of people ask, why do you have different opinions in Islamic law? Don't you have one source of Sharia? Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah. Rasulullah is just one source. He is the one who told the Quran.
Can you raise the mic volume?
Rasulullah is the one who told us Quran. So why do we have different opinions in Islamic law? There are three main. There's a book here, guys. I would like for you to know its name at least. You're not going to read it. I think it's translated by Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah. It's called رفع الملام عن الأئمة الأعلام. الملام is blame, like lifting the blame, you know. رفع الملام from the imams, from the respected imams, the respected scholars. رفع الملام, whatever you like to translate as. رفع الملام عن الأئمة الأعلام. Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah رحمه الله تعالى. But I want to tell you one thing from what he said. I will say the hadith inshallah ta'ala in English because I don't want to stay for a year doing this class. I will summarize what I want to say. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I will summarize this. I haven't done Isha, I'm not reading. الحديث السادس عن أبي عبد الله النعمان بن بشير رضي الله عنهما قال: سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول: إن الحلال بين وإن الحرام بين وبينهما أمور مشتبهات لا يعلمهن كثير من الناس فمن اتقى الشبهات فقد استبرأ لدينه وعرضه ومن وقع في الشبهات وقع في الحرام كالراعي يرعى حول الحمى يوشك أن يقع فيه ألا وإن لكل ملك حمى ألا وإن حمى الله في أرضه محارمه ألا وإن في الجسد مضغة إذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله. One of my sheikhs, Sheikh Ahmad Mahrous, he said إذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله. Ahmad Mahrous, إذا صلحت or صلحت صلح or صلح الجسد كله وإذا فسدت فسد الجسد كله ألا وهي القلب. رواه البخاري ومسلم. تفضل يا شيخ.
Abu Abdullah al-Nu'man ibn Bashir radiyallahu anhu said, I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam say, that which is lawful is clear and that which is unlawful is clear.
Which is lawful is clear? Just wait. Whatever, which is lawful is clear and which is unlawful is clear. So why do we have doubtful matters? So the first point I want to raise with you tonight, guys, it's not time to talk. I'm doing this for your sake. I want to finish this because I want to summarize what I want to say. Because I don't want to go for too long. Why do you have doubtful matters then? If Rasulullah is saying everything is clear. Didn't he say that? Didn't they say everything is clear? So why do you have doubtful matters? The answer to this is These doubtful matters, here's the answer. Here's the answer. Please write this down or remember that. Doubtful matters are not doubtful to everyone at all times, everywhere. They're not. They're doubtful to people who don't have knowledge. Okay, agree. They can be doubtful in Canada, but not in Egypt or in Saudi. Agree. They can be doubtful today, but not in the past, like credit card and mortgage, for example. That was in the past. So doubtful matters are only doubtful matters for people who don't have knowledge. But for scholars, they have answers. And they don't, here's the conclusion. They do not have to avoid them. Examples, quickly. Why am I saying this? Why do I think it's very important? Somebody wants to eat in McDonald's. Haram or halal? Haram. Huh? Haram or halal?
It depends.
It depends. That's the answer I want to hear. It's a doubtful matter. What should a scholar do and what should you do? A